hey, it's Corona time, the time when we're all at home with our kids and trying to stay away from being in crowds with lots of people. And some of us are getting a little bit cabin fevery, and we're with our partner all the time, almost 24/7. And this is a situation that is really abnormal for all of us. And for those of us who maybe are used to spending a lot of time together, it might be a little less difficult. But for those of us for whom this is really the first time when you're spending this vast period of time together and we don't know how long it's going to last for, it can be a little bit more challenging and stressful. So today, I'd like to share some tips with you about how to make the best out of this challenging situation, and in particular, how to best communicate our feelings with one another. Now, I know many of you probably think that when it comes to sharing feelings, especially the really challenging, difficult ones like fear and shame and those sorts of things, which are coming up for us a lot right now, particularly the fear and the fear of the unknown, the fear of how we're going to get through this, the fear of, are we going to have enough food? Are we going to have all the things that we need? All those sorts of feelings are really overwhelming us right now. And many of us are just simply not used to really knowing how to share those feelings, particularly with the ones that we love the most. Some of us grew up in households where we were told it's not okay to share your feelings. Suck it up. Don't cry. Don't be a baby. And that's not what we really need right now. Right now, what we need is to have a safe space to share our feelings. And what we need to feel that the person that we're with is our rock, and we need to be a rock for them as well. That doesn't mean that you can't lose it sometimes. That doesn't mean that you have to have all your feelings together and put on a happy, brave face all the time. What that means is that we have to sort of take hold of our anxiety, calm our kishkas down a little bit, have a cry here and there when we need to, and then be able to safely share our feelings with our partner. Meaning that, yeah, we might be crying and blubbering to our partner about our fears, and that's okay, but we need to not get all anxious and screaming at our partner and start blaming, oh, if only you did this, if only you did that, and so on. Those are the things we need to keep a lid on. We need to keep a lid on the anxiety, and we need to keep a lid on the blame, because that is not going to be helpful right now. What we do need to do is to realize that we're doing the best that we can and really have a lot of hope and faith and belief in the system and the world around us and in Hashem and God, and that we need to really believe that there's a greater plan going on here and that we can just do the best that we can. Now, when it comes to sharing our feelings, what we need to do is we need to, as I said before, we need to calm our kishkas down sometimes when we're starting to feel overwhelmed. Notice what it is that's happening for us. Notice what it is that's triggered us just then. That maybe, is it that we watched some news thing? Is it that our kids are screaming that there's not enough of their favorite cereal in the house? Is it that we're scared that our resources are starting to dwindle and that we're scared that we don't have enough stuff in the house? We need to really be aware of what it is that's triggering us in the moment. And we need to just calm that feeling down. And I'm going to do a whole nother video on how to just calm the nervous system down. But for now, we just need to know that we need to just breathe right into those feelings, calm ourselves down. And then the next step is to really turn to our partner and share with them what it is that we're feeling. We need to share with them the anxiety that we have and say to them in a very safe way that we're, really take control of how it is that we're feeling, and say to them, I am feeling X. How are you feeling, by the way? And really create a space where each of you can share your feelings with one another. That's the best thing that we can do, is just to acknowledge how we are feeling, share it in a way that feels vulnerable. We need to share our feelings in a way that feels vulnerable, which for some of us may not feel so safe. For some of us, being vulnerable is the furthest thing from something that feels comfortable for us. But what we need to know deep down is that when we can be vulnerable in a gentle way, in a soft speaking kind of way, then that is the way that we can engage our partner. That is the way that we can get our partner on board and get them to really hear us. And that's the way that we can be there for one another. So what I really the main points of this video are to really help you to feel safe and secure emotionally during this very overwhelming time. And the best way to do that is to really understand what's happening for you in any given time. Know that our kids are going to feel chaotic. There's going to be a lot of people around us. They might feel a little bit of, there might be chaos around us, but we don't necessarily have to feed into that. Okay, the more grounded we can be, the more that we could acknowledge the feelings that are coming up for us, the more that we can calm those down and share them in a safe way, the better able we'll be to cope with this whole situation and get through this as quickly as possible. So I want to wish all of you a meaningful time during this period, because this is really a time where we can really, feel this existential connection and feel like, there's something bigger going on here for all of us, or some bigger message for all of us. And I think that the more that we connect with that, rather than connecting with the chaos, the better we'll be, the better we'll come out of this, and we'll be more wholesome. We'll be building more wholesome, better families and couplehood. And that's the best thing that we can do. So wishing you lots of love and good health. And if you do need any help along the way with this, I'm available on Zoom. So definitely feel free to message me.